Good morning, everyone. My name is Alex, and welcome to something a little bit different. We're still talking about farm sim, but we're going to do a tier list, something I've never done, and it's low quality trash, so I'm here for it. So what we're going to do is I have in this tier list, look at it, it is amazing. Got S through trash, and we're going to do all of the small tractors. This includes all of the DLC tractors and like add-on packs. So we have the like the Vineyard pack and the Porsche and add-on tractors and everything like that. There are 41 of these little fellers running around the game. I basically have them all, and if I don't, there's probably a reason that I don't. So we're just going to go through each one, just going to give a quick blurb about what every one of them is and where I think that they end up. You guys are going to have to let me know down below if I'm right, if I'm wrong, or if I'm just a horrible, horrible human being. So let's get this thing started. First up is the Antonio Carrero, and there's a lot of these. I don't know why this tractor pack was so massive, but there are so many of these little tractors. Is the Mach 2R, which is this little feller right here. And we're just going to put him in C for just a second while we talk about him here. So quick blurb, 98 horsepower, and it can go 35 kilometers an hour, which is okay. There's only one problem. It's kind of bad. It's kind of like a forgettable little tractor. I mean, let's face it. Have you ever used it? No, you haven't. You have used its bigger brother. Right here. The Mach 4R, which is the same tractor, the same horsepower. It's 2 kilometers faster, but it has 4 tracks. It looks like a little mini black John Deere, like 9R. It's a miniature 9R, let's say. So it's not forgettable. Some people have used this, including me. I've used this. Next up is the Tigre. The Tigre. The Super Tigre. Where does this go? This goes in absolute monster. It should be God tier. This thing is the lulz. It is amazing. It's absolutely useless. It is horrible to drive around. I don't even like using it for anything besides, plotting out, holes, digging holes with the little crop sensor thing. So that's why it's an S tier, because it is a meme. It fits through doorways. It's so little, and it's hilarious, and I'm here for it. Another one. I'm going to get some of these confused, and that's okay. So we have the Antonio Carrero TGF 10900R. Have you ever used it? No, you haven't. Don't lie to yourself. You haven't. It's just nobody's used that. It has 98 horsepower. It's like all the other ones. I mean, it's just what it is. The little truck, though. The little truck can go up into D class there. It's not forgettable. It's not really useful, but it's cute, and I like it. So it's only got 19 horsepower. It's kind of slower than everything else, and it holds less than 1,000 liters, but it's still pretty neat. The next one is the Antonio Carrero Tony. Oh yeah, we're talking about Tony 10900TR. It's the same tractor again and again and again. Basically, we're just going to do this. Nobody's using these. They just exist. Okay? They're there. That's about all that they're good for. I'm sure I'm upsetting some few people who like to do all the Vineyard stuff. I've done it. It's tedious. It's not fun. So let's go into the next line. Our first real tractor, the Brewer. We're going to go ahead and put that in C. It's a good tractor. I like its classic looks. If I was playing the map that you would be using that tractor on, I would totally yeah, I would use it. Four-wheel drive or front-wheel assist or whatever we want to say. It's a good yard tractor. Or if you were playing something, set in like the 90s or something like that, it's pretty good. It's got 100 horsepower. It can go 25 kilometers an hour. Its weight's a little low, but what it be. Next, we have the Case Maxim, and it's a powerhouse. This is our first B tier tractor. 145 horsepower in its base form, up to 175 horsepower, and it can go 50. That's pretty quick. It's powerful. It's very tiny. It's an awesome, run around the yard. We have like a dairy, need to pull a Bowser around kind of tractor, and we're going to do a little bit of mowing or, small frame tractor jobs. It's a good all around tractor. Okay, the Claas Axion. No, this isn't the Axion. That's why it's not going in B tier. It's going in C tier because it looks like an Axion, but it's too small. It does pack up to 205 horsepower, and it still goes 50, but it's just not. I don't know. To me, it's like if we have an Arian, why don't we just save up a little bit more and get an Axion? Unless you really needed that much horsepower on like a small German farm, I don't see them getting used that much. I've never even seen one in person. I've seen a lot of Axions in person, but never the small frame guy. So I don't know if that's a regional thing or what. And even in videos, you hardly ever see them. I just don't think that they took off that well. And that's just kind of where we're going to leave it. So, the Fendt 200, I'm just going to go ahead and place it in D. It's going to go in front of the little truck, though. It's an okay tractor. It doesn't do the bendy steer, like an articulated steering, so it's really, really good for that. You'll find that if you're playing with a controller, a lot of the vineyard tractors, when you're trying to steer them, they suck. The turn back is way too fast. They just turn too much and get stuck on everything. It's just an absolute nightmare. Now, it's a little bit bigger brother, though. I think this goes in B tier. This is the Fendt 300 Vario, and it gets 142 horsepower on its maximum. But unlike the Claas, you see these running around. They're doing odd jobs. They're good little tractors. They're comfortable to be in. I've been in one. They're just a good basic tractor. I'm not going to say you're going to go out there and use one for rental work and, all that contracting work and everything like that, but just a good all-around tractor, much like our first A-Class. This is the generic starting tractor, the Fendt 500 favorite. It is a little 900 series, and I love it for it. I love the look of these tractors. I hardly ever use them on stream or on videos or anything like that, but when I'm playing by myself and I just need to unwind and kind of do things, Fendt 500 favorite is on there every time. It's just a handy little tractor. You can get up to 150 horsepower, which doesn't seem huge, but wait it out. You can do like a 3-bottom plow with it. It struggles a little bit with that, but it does do it. You can do carting jobs with it. It's a good, solid, small tractor. Okay, our first John Deere. Where are we going to put this guy? Well, it immediately goes into trash. And the reason for that is actually Giant's fault. I think it's a lovely little model. I've learned a lot from dissecting it and everything, but Giants kind of broke their own rule. It's a mod, but there's no image of it. You have to look at the screenshots. They don't have it set up like the rest of this, so it's just kind of there. Sorry, Giants, you done it yourself. 5M, though. This one's hard. I feel like it should be in between here. So I'm going to put it ahead of the Bucher. And the main reason for that is it's a solid, small tractor. I see these for sale a lot. And when you see something for sale a lot that's, getting on in age, not like super old, but getting to the end of its 5-year lease, when they have a lot of hours on them and when they've been used a lot and you still see them for sale and people buy them and they're not sitting on the lot for a long time, they're a good tractor. The only reason that they're selling them is to get financed into something newer. See these a lot in people that I watch online in real farms, and solid little tractor. Really like it. It's okay. It can be in C tier. It's brought down a peg for the same reason as the 710. So the Aseki, where do we put this guy? I've never used it. It just kind of exists. So we're just, like, I don't want to say it's bad, but I'm just going to put it in forgettable. I don't know anybody that's used it outside of buying it really cheap on the discounts page, and they just need a tractor to get started. It doesn't stand out in any, like, big way. It doesn't have any defining characteristics. It's not a powerhouse. It doesn't have a good amount of weight to it. It doesn't have, like, any features that really just pop out, right? It just kind of falls into the background. That's sad. John Deere 6M. I am not too much of a fan of John Deere tractors. I love my 8300. There's a couple that I do like, but I have to put this on A. It's going to be behind the fence, but it's going into A for just a few reasons. There are a lot of tractors on this list that have a front PTO, but this is the only one that can really use it. 130 to 140 horsepower. It has the right amount of weight. You can set this up with a small mower setup. Don't believe you can get away with it with the base game stuff. But even still, a small modded mower setup on this thing feels right. You go with a small round baler on it. It feels really good. It's good at trailering. It turns really, really nice. There's a lot of good features. It's a good all-around starter tractor. If you are starting a UK map or something like that, I would definitely go with the 6M. It's a good little tractor. So, Kubota M5. Nobody bought the Kubota pack to get the M5. It's forgettable. It's actually more forgettable than the Aseki. Nobody bought that pack to get the Vineyard tractor. Everybody bought that pack to get the 6M, which is a good C-tier tractor. I'm going to put it in front of the Kloss. It's really good. Like, it's not the best. 104 horsepower base. You can get it fairly cheap. So it's a good early game tractor. But I don't think it's got enough oomph in its base form to really do much with. If you were like running around animals or using a front loader, I'm pretty sure this one can get a front loader. I could be wrong. Can't look right now, but yeah. If you're doing those kind of jobs with it, it's like a good utility tractor. If you want to plow like a road or something like that, be good for that. But like any kind of heavy work, not so much. But people did buy this pack for this and the M7 because they're crazy popular. Kubota is really affordable to get into for people that are doing hobby farms and everything, and they want to get into a larger piece of equipment. The M6 series would be right there. It's accessible. So real life brings it up from being a D into a C. Landini, automatic A tier. This thing, I want to say it's called like a Rex or something like that. Let me double check. Yeah, the Landini Rex 4 GT. This thing is great. I still use this. If you guys have watched the Survival series, we bought this as the secondary tractor for our vineyard project because I could not stand the curviness of the four-wheel drive tractor articulated. So we got this. I use this tractor every single day. Every episode, this tractor gets moved, or it helps move something, or it's running our seed tender, or it's pulling around the small baler. It's doing jobs, and I love it for that. It's small, it's compact, it gets in and out of garages easy. It doesn't want to tip over. It's kind of hilarious. So it's A tier for sure. So Linder Lintrack. It's like 135 horsepower. It's a good starter tractor, I guess. When there's a lot of good starter tractors. I think for the price it's okay. I'm going to put it in head of D tier. I've never been a person to go, I need that tractor. I need that Linder tractor. Give it to me. Put it into my veins kind of thing. So, yeah. Now, there is nothing as classy as a Massey. But this tractor, it kind of falls into forgettable. It's a good looking tractor, but it's low horsepower, really kills it. It's sub 100 horsepower. It really limits out its jobs. This is the Massey 4700, or no, 3700 AL, I'm sorry. And it's just one that you're going to pass up to get into the next one, which is the 47. You know, why would you pick this when you can have this? It's over 100 horsepower. You can get it up to 100 even from 82. The speed is the same. It's just a larger frame tractor. It just goes better. It's more useful. It's still not great, but it is a lot better. And then we come into the powerhouse. Now, this is where classy Masseys live. This is B tier. For sure. The only reason it's not A is I think it's a little overplayed. Everybody uses this tractor for good reason. It is a great looking tractor. It has awesome visibility out of it because it is a sloped hood. It has a ton of horsepower for its size. 145 horsepower. It goes at 40. It's a good all-around tractor. If you want to start a survival series and you want to give yourself a leg up on getting ahead of the curve and being able to do a lot of jobs, start with the Massey. Just go ahead and do it. It's fine. You don't have to kill yourself. The MF5S is it. Now, this one's a little weird. To me, the T6 should be a medium frame tractor. It should be a very, very small medium frame tractor. But being able to get 175 horsepower in a small frame that can go 50 with the options that it has is absolutely amazing. It's going to have to, we'll put it in front of the Landini just because of its power. It's a strong tractor. It's just dummy thick. Let's just say that. I mean, with this tractor, if you put the right amount of weight on it, you're able to pull, is it the end game? You can pull like a 4-bottom plow with it if it's weighted correctly, which is awesome. You're pulling like 3-meter implements all day. It's really, really good. I don't see any reason to pass this tractor up. It's a must-have for a small farm, for sure, if you don't care about what region you're going to be in. It's great. The methane tractor. D tier. Bottom of D tier. It's not forgettable because it's powered by methane. That's it. That's its gimmick. It has a gimmick. None of these really have a gimmick. So it kind of goes there. It's the only 2-track tractor in this class. And it's just kind of... It just exists. I think it's too small to do much with, but The Porsche. I don't know where to put this guy. I don't own this. I didn't want to pay the money for it. I mean, it's $2, yeah, whatever. But like, what do you use it for? Right? It's kind of it just kind of exists. I didn't pay money for it, so I'm just going to put it in trash. Not because I hate it or because it's bad, but because it didn't have enough of a pop for me to go, I want to buy it. I need that. And that's just kind of where it is. Okay, the Rigatrack. It has a gimmick, but it has really low horsepower. This is the SKE 50 electric. It only has 68 horsepower, I do believe. And it's just kind of there. It's a vineyard tractor, to me anyway. Well, no. I want to say this is an Alpine tractor. And it's really, really low slung. I'm sorry, I misspoke. But it's just kind of there. Like, if it were the like really low slung, there's like a mod. We had it. I want to say it was a Linder. in FS19. That little guy, I think I would probably be more kind to it. I'm going to put it right above the methane tractor, but below the Massey and D tier. I've never felt the need to use it, but it's kind of neat, so it's kind of, it's just what it is. The Stayer. Ooh. So Stayer 8150. It's like 135, 145 horsepower. It's okay. It's an B tier, though, for sure. Do I want to put it in front of the K's? Let's put it in front of the Fendt. It has an awesome soundtrack. It has the looks. I love this boxy kind of tractor look. It is front wheel assist, and it's a larger frame of this tier. And I think it's really, really useful for people starting out, or you have like a lot of like smaller equipment. Like if you're going to do, like let's say you get like one of those maps that's got like 300 fields in it, right? They're all real little. I would go for this. It's really nice. I like using it. Great visibility out of it. You can see over the front end. You don't have like this big bulbous kind of hood to look over. It makes a good noise. I'm okay with that. So the Valtras. How do we rank the Valtras? They're there. They offer good value. They offer good horsepower, good amount of weight. They're all front wheel assist. There's good options for them. But they're just kind of like middle of the road. I think the A series is 135. Was it 115 and 135, something like that. I'm going to put it in C behind the Kloss. Like, you could buy this, or you could be cool and have the Brewer, and you'd feel like a classic kind of guy. But if you really wanted to do the same amount of work, I would probably get the 5M. Especially for like the price point, you're kind of the same there, around about. I mean, there's going to be some price changes and stuff, but as far as balance goes, I feel like they're on the same kind of footing. It's an okay tractor. If you get it in its top upgraded form, yeah, it's great. A lot of people love their Valtras. I get it, but it's just kind of middle of the road. The G series is about the same. It's just more money. I'm just going to put it behind it. What I said about the A series is about the same for the G. It's just kind of there. It just kind of exists. It's got a good paint job, I think. So there's that. The A series, though. This one's worth talking about. The A series can pack up to 200 horsepower, which is ridiculous, especially for its price point. It's fairly affordable early in the game. You can lease it for, what is it, $3,000, I think, is what the lease is, which is really good. And it's so strong, but it needs a ton of weight to work. It's awesome on a mower setup. A tier? Yeah, I'm okay with A tier. Probably. I mean, it's not a meme, so it's going to go in front of the Landini. So it's really good. Like, if you want to start with this 200 horsepower tractor, that's awesome. You guys have seen what we do with 230 horsepower tractors all day long on the survival series. So having something in that small tractor with that much power is great. Volvo BM. Automatic S tier. Probably one of the best tractors that Giants has put out. It has all the correct features. It looks right. It sounds great. The sound file on it is awesome. It's probably one of the more detailed small tractors that they've ever put out. I like driving it. It's fun. There are a ton of people that are going to say the same thing. It doesn't matter what the horsepower is. It doesn't matter about any of that. It's high detail. It sounds right. It drives right. Everything about it just feels like a small tractor should feel. Automatic S tier. Sadly, the other Volvo. Nobody bought this pack for the Volvo. We all bought it for the excavator. or not the excavator, the front loader, is trash. You just, like, unless you want to play that classic kind of, game, it's not worth having. There's no, like, you don't look at it and go, yeah, I need that. I want to put that in the shed. I want to save that. The 710, you could probably, like, if Giants hadn't messed up the the photo, and if you're a modder, you understand what I'm talking about. It would be in probably C tier, just because of the way it looks and operates. But way to go, Giants. The Volvo just kind of falls off. The Zedders. What do we think of the Zedders? Starting with the major, I want to say it's up to 80 horsepower. It's a good entry tractor. If you were starting a series, let's say you wanted to do like an American series, right? You're not going to automatically think of Zedder, but we have a lot of Zedder tractors here. I actually watch a YouTuber based down in Texas who drives one a lot and does like a lot of hay work with it. And I like Zedder tractors. To me, they're not junk. A lot of people think that they're, some kind of like Eastern Bloc nightmare. We have support for them in the States. They're just a good tractor. I don't think the major really kind of, is an awesome tractor, but I think it's an affordable entry. Like if you wanted to start that small American farm and you wanted to build upon it, but you couldn't get into a used Deere or a used Massey, used New Holland, you could probably get into a new Zedder for the price of a used tractor. And that is a huge thing. So we're going to put it at the top of D, mainly because it's got a lot of good points, but its horsepower rating is really low. It's extremely light. It doesn't like being, used too harshly, let's say. Now, the Proxima, it's okay. To me, the Proxima feels like a tractor designed for a country I've never been to. You've got almost equal tire sizes between the front and the rear. There's not like this big disparity. The axle width is a little weird. I think that this tractor is kind of designed to operate in like Brazil or something like that. I've never used it, but I can see, where its benefits are going to be. It's somewhere between the range of 80 and 120 horsepower. So it's not terrible, but it's kind of forgettable, but it's not for me. I don't want to put it in forgettable. I'm sure that there are a ton of people that like this tractor. I'm going to put it about mid-pack, probably between the little pickup truck and the small Fendt. It's just kind of there. Forterra. Forterra. 117 to 136 horsepower. Average speed. Has good options. A good cab. It's easy to see out of. Probably... I don't see why it wouldn't be mid-tier C. The price is right. It looks the part. It's cheap enough. Yeah, tier C. I think that's okay. Zedder Z25K. This is the first DLC tractor I ever got in Farming Sim. And I kind of still use it to learn a lot. So it doesn't really have any value to me, but I learned how a lot of the modding side worked from this little tractor. I'm going to put it at the bottom of B, just because it's been used by me to learn how joints and stuff work, and how I could have made the 3-point on a couple of tractors work, and learning how sound valves and everything work like that. It's a decent tractor. I'm not going to say it's awesome, but it's okay. Like if you want to start like an old series farm, yeah, sure, why not? 2 cylinders at it, go for it. Sure, what it is. But that I guess that's my tier list. I'm pretty happy where I put everything. It kind of makes sense to me. You guys let me know down below what you think, and maybe give the video a like. And if you're new here, think about subscribing. I'm probably going to do one of these for, small, medium, large tractors. I'd like to do one for each. The small definitely has the most amount of tractors. It's actually ridiculous. Whenever I started loading them into the game, I was like, oh, okay, this may have been a mistake. But here we are. We've made some decent progress. So that's it for me today. You guys have a wonderful rest of yours, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.